We are back on North Dakota Today, and we are live at the State Historical Society of North Dakota. Madison Milbrath is joining me this morning, and we are here to talk about a special day that is coming up this Friday. Madison, thank you for hosting us this morning. It's great to be here. You walk through this building and you've got a destination like we have right here, but you want to stop and see all these different things. But today we are talking about Fiber Awareness, or rather Fiber Arts Education Day, coming up on Friday. Why don't you give us a little overview of what we can expect?
Yeah, well, we're excited to have people come and join us on Friday. We're going to be sharing a little bit about all of fiber art processes, starting off with wool and figuring out how we turn it into something like a fabric and eventually a quilt.
Is this designed mainly for students, or is this for anybody?
This is going to be free and open to the public.
Right.
We're going to have activities that can be modified so they could fit your littlest learners all the way up to an adult that doesn't know but wants to know more.
Okay, this is going on Friday afternoon, but you've got more going on along these same lines throughout the weekend. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this weekend is National Quilting Day.
Okay.
And in honor and celebration of that, the North Dakota Capital Quilters Group is having an open quilt display and an open sewing day. So we're inviting people to come visit and view all of the beautiful quilts that we're going to have out here, maybe join in on some of the sewing, but we're leading into that. We also want to show people how much labor and love is really put into making something like a quilt.
Okay, do you want to walk us through and show us what we have here in front of us?
Sure thing. So starting off on the far side, we have some wool carders. You'll take a product like wool from a sheep. We're going to actually have sheep from New Salem that we're going to be using their wool in this process.
They're not blue sheep.
They won't be blue,
No, they're not blue.
And you use these carders together and you'll comb out until we have smooth fibers that can end up into nice little rolls.
Okay.
That will get moved along in the process to something like drop spindling.
All right.
As you drop spindle, we work really hard to take all of this long wool and spin it into one long thread. That thread could then be used in something like a loom to weave together a fabric.
Well, this is interesting because we talked a little bit about the European ancestry of people that came over here and they brought these crafts with them. Explain what we're looking at back here.
Many of the European immigrants that have come to North Dakota either brought with them something like a loom or their spinning wheels,
Right.
and if they didn't bring it with, they quickly acquired one once they were here. This was not only a practice of their art and a way of life. For some it was a way to make extra money, but
Sure.
for others it was an essential to protect and clothe your family.
Where does your interest in this come from? We were talking a little bit before we came on camera here, and you went to college to become a teacher, but now you're involved in this and you love it. You really have an interest in this. Where did that come from?
I think that it's a phenomenal opportunity to just empower the public with knowledge whenever we can. It helps to connect people maybe with a new skill or maybe with their heritage some.
Sure.
And something like a fiber art can certainly do that.
You know, you talked about this wheel back here, and I was saying my grandmother had one of those, and it's still somewhere in the family. People use that. It wasn't just for decoration. This was a way of life for people.
This was a constant in and out, and oftentimes this was a work of the women. So timely that it's in Women's History Month. This was an unrecognized but steady daily job to be carding, drop spindling, weaving, and making this for your family.
Anything else going on this weekend that you want to highlight? Because there is a lot going on, and like you say, it is National Women's Month.
Well, not necessarily just this weekend, but throughout the month, we're also going to be recognizing basketball, which kind of a different jump there for you.
That's right. We're going to be talking about that on Monday, so make sure you check that out. But, you know, as far as this is concerned, what are the hours on Friday afternoon? When can people come out here and see this? I would assume there's going to be demonstrations going on.
Yes, not only is it a demonstration, but it's also entirely hands-on for you to get involved and try it yourself, too. You can do that all afternoon from 12:30 to 5 on Friday. And then throughout the weekend, during our open hours, come view the quilts on display and the open sewing times, too.
All free of charge, right? Okay, what is your role going to be on Friday afternoon? You're going to be walking people through?
Yes, I will be right in there with it. So I will be teaching one of these steps along the way and making sure everybody gets the information they need to know about how to turn a fiber into a fabric and a quilt.
How long did it take you to learn all this stuff, or was it something you always had an interest in even as a child as far as how things were put together?
This has been a learning process on the
Yeah.
job. So as of pretty recent, I've been consulting with some groups like Capital Quilters or the Prairie Textile Arts Group to get involved and learn more from them and how to do each of these individual steps with their experts.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether it's a church group or Capital Quilters, whoever it is, those people take a lot of pride in their work, and the work that they do is absolutely beautiful. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes from this all the way to a finished quilt. Madison, thank you so much for your time. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right, we're taking a break. Krista and Heidi will be right back. They're going to talk to Jay Dillon later on North Dakota Today. Stay with us.